I think almost everyone has been through this little emotional roller coaster at some point. You send a text to someone you really like, and then it happens. You sit there, staring at your phone like it's a crystal ball, refreshing your chat window every 5 seconds, checking if she's online, reading and rereading the message you just sent, looking for some hidden meaning, as if that'll somehow speed up her reply. You convince yourself she's probably just busy. Maybe her phone died. She's definitely going to reply soon. But as time ticks by, minutes feel like hours. Hours start to feel like entire days. And before you know it, you're stuck in this awful internal debate. Should I send another text? Maybe just something casual, like a meme or a, hey, just checking in kind of thing. Maybe she didn't see the first one. Maybe she forgot. Maybe I should follow up. Sound familiar? If it does, don't worry, you're not alone. I remember talking with a friend who went through the exact same thing. He had a huge crush on this girl, and every time he didn't get a response fast enough, he'd start panicking. He thought sending more little hope you're doing well or just thinking about you texts would show how much he cared. But instead, it made him look desperate, clingy, and guess what? It pushed her even further away. Chasing someone who's not matching your energy is like running full speed on a treadmill. You're sweating, putting in all this effort, but you're not actually getting anywhere. That's why today I want to flip your entire mindset. I want to show you why the most powerful move you can make is simple but life-changing. Stop texting her. And more importantly, how this one shift can completely transform not just your love life, but you. Let's break it down. Point 1. The hidden power of silence. When a girl doesn't respond, her silence is a response. Most guys make the fatal mistake of trying to fill the silence with more texts, more check-ins, more emojis, more thinking of you messages. But every extra text you send after she's already silent, you're not helping yourself. You're slowly making yourself less attractive. Imagine you walk into a clothing store, and immediately a salesperson starts hovering. Do you need anything? Are you sure? What about now? Are you really sure? You don't want to buy anything. You just want to leave. That's exactly how you come across when you keep messaging her without any encouragement from her side. But here's the interesting part. When you stop texting, when you embrace the silence instead of fearing it, something incredible happens. You flip the script. Suddenly, you become the mystery. You become the lyric that gets stuck in her head. You become the unfinished story she keeps thinking about. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is power. Because while words can often be ignored, silence makes people think. It forces them to wonder, where did he go? Why isn't he texting me anymore? Was he not as into me as I thought? So the real choice is this. Do you want to be unforgettable, or just another guy who couldn't take a hint? Start making silence your secret weapon. Trust me. It's stronger than any pickup line or witty text you could ever send. And once you master this, you set the stage for something even more powerful. Point 2. The reversal effect. Now, here's where the real magic happens. When you stop chasing, you flip the emotional dynamic completely. When you're always the one reaching out, always the one trying, always the one pushing for a connection, you create a pattern where you're seen as easily available, predictable, ordinary. But the moment you pull back, the moment you stop filling up her notifications with your name, she notices. It's human nature. We often don't appreciate something until it's missing. Think about that friend who always plans hangouts. The one time they don't. You start wondering, hey, why haven't I heard from them? Did I do something wrong? Do they not care anymore? It's the exact same psychology at work here. Absence creates value. Space creates attraction. You are giving her the opportunity to realize your absence. You're giving her space to miss you. And missing you is far more powerful than any text you could ever send. This isn't about being manipulative. It's about self-respect. It's about creating a dynamic where you're not begging for attention, you're inviting interest. But here's the tough pill. If you step back and she doesn't even notice, if days go by and she doesn't reach out or check on you, that's your answer. Because you deserve to be with someone who values you, not someone who only tolerates you when it's convenient. Now, while you're giving her the space to realize what she's losing, there's something even more important you should be doing. And it's all about you. Point 3. Shift the focus back to your growth. This is the part where most guys mess up. They think pulling back means sitting around, doing nothing, sulking, waiting for her to text. No. When you stop chasing, you don't just sit still. You move. You pivot that energy you were wasting into building yourself up. Ask yourself, what goals have I been putting off? What skills have I always wanted to master? What parts of my life can I level up? Maybe it's finally hitting the gym seriously. Maybe it's starting a new side hustle. Maybe it's getting your finances in order. Maybe it's taking that solo trip you've been dreaming about. I once heard a story about a guy who, after being ghosted by someone he really cared about, decided to take all that hurt and confusion and turn it into fuel. He started lifting weights, reading books, learning new skills. 6 months later, he didn't even recognize the man he used to be. He wasn't the guy sitting by the phone anymore. He was out there living. And guess what? When his ex finally texted him again, he wasn't interested. Because by that time, he had realized he was worth so much more than someone who couldn't see his value the first time around. Growth is attractive. Passion is magnetic. Self-respect is irresistible. Focus on becoming the kind of man who doesn't chase, because he's too busy creating a life that's worth chasing. And when you do, something even more powerful starts happening. Point 4. The clarity that distance brings. When you stop chasing, when you focus on yourself, and when you allow real space to exist between you and her, you gain something priceless: clarity. At first, everything feels blurry, confusing, chaotic, but with time and distance, it's like cleaning a dirty mirror. You start seeing things as they really are. You begin to notice that maybe her actions never really matched her words. Maybe the connection you thought you had was more in your head than in reality. You start asking deeper questions. Did she genuinely invest in me? Was the energy ever balanced? Was I chasing someone who wasn't even capable of meeting me halfway? And more importantly, what kind of woman do I really want? What kind of standards do I refuse to compromise on? This clarity is a gift. Because when you're clear about what you deserve, you stop settling for less. You stop wasting time. You stop getting trapped in situations that only drain you, and even better, you become immune to games. You spot the red flags immediately. You don't fall for mixed signals anymore. Clarity sharpens your instincts and strengthens your confidence. And once you have it, even if she does reach back out, you'll be in a completely different mental space. Let's talk about how to handle that moment with strength. Point 5. What to do if she texts you again. Let's say one day, seemingly out of nowhere, she texts you. Maybe it's a "Hey stranger" message. Maybe it's a meme she thought you'd like. Maybe it's a simple "How have you been?" Here's what you need to remember. Just because she's reaching out doesn't mean she's changed. Sometimes it's curiosity, sometimes it's boredom, sometimes it's because she felt you pull away, and now her ego needs reassurance. Your job is to stay grounded. If you're still interested in her, respond casually. But don't go overboard. Don't jump right back into old patterns. Don't start blowing up her phone with messages again. Let her show you through actions, not just words, whether she's serious this time. And if her energy is still lukewarm, if she's still giving you the same mixed signals, walk away. No drama, no bitterness, just quiet confidence. Because when you value yourself, you're not afraid to lose someone who doesn't value you back. And that brings us to the final and most important point. Point 6, reclaiming your power. At the end of the day, this entire journey isn't about her. It's about you. Every time you choose yourself, every time you walk away from people who don't see your worth, every time you invest in your own growth, you're telling the world, I know my value. I'm not settling. This is how real confidence is built, not from validation, not from being chosen, but from choosing yourself every single day. Think about every person you admire, every success story you look up to. They all started the same way, by deciding they deserved more. More respect, more love, more success, more everything. And so do you. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to stop chasing people who don't see your worth? Are you ready to start building the life and love you truly deserve? Because when you do, when you truly commit to becoming the best version of yourself, everything changes. You stop playing by their rules, you start setting your own, you stop waiting for someone to choose you, you realize you are the prize, so stop chasing, stop waiting, start building. Because the most attractive thing you can ever be is a man who knows his worth and refuses to settle for anything less. You got this.